Good morning, late morning, gardening friends. This is the beginning of episode 5. I've been so busy, it's actually Friday already. It's also Mom's birthday, and the plan was to get her some plants. Let's see if we can kind of get that on the widescreen there. I apologize, this is my cell phone. Things just got a little crazy, but I actually went to the nursery, and not a slam against the nursery, but oops, let's try and keep the price out of there. I guess because there was the forecast this morning was a 90% chance of rain, which I don't know if you can see the rain starting to come down on me, but they were closed. So I took a chance and went to Lowe's, to their garden center, and lo and behold, they had the exact variety I wanted. So we grabbed a couple of them, and I'm going to put them in the car, and tomorrow when we all get together, Mom's going to get a nice present. That's it for now. I'll update you on the what it's like back at home in a little bit, probably with the other camera. All right? Until later. Okay, folks, so here we are back at home, and I've actually already looked at what I just shot on the cell phone camera, and I actually liked it enough that I decided let's try this whole episode with the cell phone camera and see how it works. So, it's, like I said before, it's been pretty crazy around here. Sorry about all the shakiness. It's kind of hard to hold the phone steady. But I just wanted to, I think I mentioned on the end of my last episode that the painters were coming and we had to cover things up and I had to move things around. So you can see off to the right there that I've got some plastic that used to be covering the tomato plant, which seems to have survived everything nicely. It's still sort of rainy weather, but it's not raining at the moment. But hopefully you can see that reasonably well, and hopefully YouTube will be able to steady my camera a bit more. But that's what the tomatoes looking like. And actually, if you compare the markings that I had there, you can see where the 19th is, and here we are. It's the 25th now, so if I back out a little more, you might get some perspective on how much it's actually grown, even though a good chunk of that was under the sheet. So that did nicely. Let's look at the plants in the incubator over here, and you can actually see my little experiment there is doing nicely, whereas the others aren't really growing much. And the fact that it was cloudy yesterday and cloudy, well, actually, to be fair, yesterday it was predicted rain all day, but the sun broke through and we had 3 or 4 hours of sun. It was nice. Right now, it's still pretty cloudy, but we'll see if we can get these to grow. It may just be too early in the year to get anything out of them. Moving over, I'll just kind of show you what's happened to the patio. It's just been a mess because I had to move things out of the way just to protect them from the painters. They're good painters, but they're human. So we've got the 3 plants over here, my 3 greens, and they're doing well, and I actually haven't even watered them this week, so I'm happy that they're doing well. Actually, I'm looking at the chart, and it's looking a little worse for wear, so maybe I'll get them some water. And then everything else is still empty because I haven't rebuilt. I haven't finished rebuilding yet. Got to finish my garden plan and get all that together. But that's what it looks like on the patio. Let's take a look outside. There was one pleasant surprise this week, was that I actually started getting flowers on my, there's one right there. Nasturtiums. There's a yellow flower. It's almost kind of hiding because some of the leaves are yellowish. But there's a yellow one there, and it turned out that, I can't remember if it was this one or way around over here, that actually had a nice orange flower on it. So I still got to clean them up a little bit. There's some dead leaves and what have you. But overall, these hanging planters that don't get a whole lot of sun are doing really nicely. Looking over here, the stuff that got transplanted is still doing okay, and it appears that the bush is still dormant. Stuff over here, and we got some new pots from one of the neighbors, and we've got to figure out what to do with them. The extras in here, a little worse for wear. I forget why we don't have a plant in here, a big plant. But maybe what we'll do is get another Nandina like that. And, that's because I planted a seed there last year. It just hasn't sprouted. So at this point, I'm probably going to give up on having that seed give me anything. Oh, no. Now I remember. See, this is what happens when the week is really crazy. These were all the plants that came from the nursery, and there was a plan to build an arbor, but that's now been scrubbed. So I'm just going to build more planters like these, just running along the ground and just fill this whole concrete pad area up so we have some color here. And the Nandina itself is doing pretty nicely. The plants below it are doing nicely. I mean, obviously, it was a young plant, didn't have a whole lot of leaves to it to begin with, unlike the ones that I just bought. But then again, this one's about a quarter of the price of what I just bought from Mom. So anyway, that's kind of it for outside. I wonder if I should show you the north courtyard. I don't usually show you these guys, the plantings that are part of the actual apartment complex, but they get these little balls, little bulbs on them. Can't really find much here, but whoo, there we go. That's what they look like, and before too long we'll probably have a whole bunch of them. Let's look at the north courtyard. So okay, here's the north courtyard, and actually these may look a little bit better with all the water on them. Here was what was supposed to be kind of a tree effect. Didn't really fill in, but you can see there are actually some buds up here. So it is growing. Actually, there's a couple more up there. And basically, since there's not a whole lot of sun today, I'm not expecting to see much from them. But there's some more of my nasturtium on the bottom, kind of filling in. So I don't know. We may plant another one in here. We'll see what happens with that. We have the tree here, which really wasn't all that interesting before. And if I swing around, don't want to make you dizzy. Sorry about that. I'll just show you this planter here, which I don't update all that much. And you can see the nasturtium growing in it and kind of heading onto that patio. That's going to need some more work. So I got a lot of work to do this year, but it's just the beginning. We're just kind of getting going again. So that's it for today, and I'll probably update you tomorrow when I get to my parents' place and we get to see what they look like almost planted. Good morning, gardening friends. It is now Saturday morning, and I'm here for my parents' birthday, or for my mom's birthday, not for my parents. Anyway, it looks like this is one hole where Dad was planning on putting one of the plants, and over there you can see another. So I'm going to go grab them from the car and put them in place, and we'll just hope that nobody decides to come along and grab them while we're all enjoying breakfast before Mom gets to see her new plants. Anyway, I'm going to go take care of that right now. So there they are now, minus the price tags, and we'll see what how Mom likes them. Yep. Now we're going to show Grandma.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Oh, nice. That's a heavenly bamboo. It's what it's called. But it's going to be very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, folks. So we all had a good day. I've got to get back to the real world, but we did have a few good hours together. And I just wanted to show you a couple of things. I didn't realize that they already had Nandina, and I guess they didn't necessarily know what the name was, but this is one that they have which looks more like it's a full size that's just been hedge trimmed at the top. So now I'm sort of trying to help my father understand a little bit more about pruning these things. So hopefully he'll go on YouTube like this video and find out about pruning. I've also set up another playlist on my channel that has to do with Nandina care, and I'm going to be searching for other videos and dropping them in there. But so that's one of them, and let me show you another. This, believe it or not, is a Nandina. I had to stare at it for a while to kind of figure it out, but that does look very much like it's a Nandina, and if you look at the berries especially, so this looks like it's a full-size Nandina. It's just not in really good shape, so he's pretty much going to consider cutting it all the way down to the ground, much like this one, which got pretty well smacked, almost completely killed and chopped down and grew back. And that was last year. If you look through last year's videos, there's some videos about this whole front planter area and the roots we had to pull out, which was a huge adventure. So that's the story of the Nandinas here, and I got one more thing to leave you with before I end the episode. These were a lot of work to plant along here. Little plugs, and it took a good year. Maybe this is, I don't know if this is 2 years growth now to fill in, but it gets that incredible wave of color. That's something really beautiful. We spotted this in a neighbor's yard, and we figured out what it was, and we added it here. So I just really like that wave of color. Hopefully Dad will send some shots since I don't get down here quite so often. But that's it for this episode. Until next week.